A helicopter has crashed on California's freeway, and scientists have invented a new non-stick product, along with using AI for pranks maybe taking it too far. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to the latest strange and more bizarre clips that I could find on TikTok. Let's get into it.
So this could be happening in your house right now and you would have no idea. For months, a guy heard strange noises coming from his attic. And it's not just him, I'm talking hundreds of reports of this since 2020. Now this guy in particular, waking up every night to these strange noises, thinking it was just in his head, like there was clearly nothing in his house. He begun to then feel like he was losing his mind. He'd come home from work, open the fridge and say, I swear I put some food in there, but it just wasn't there. Until he started putting up a CCTV camera, and you can see him there going to the fridge, and you can see the rest of the room. That was later in the evening, when he was fast asleep. This woman living inside of his attic. And she had been in there for months, and I mean a very long time. But as I say, this is a lot more common than you think. There are news reports of this, people hiding in people's houses, often known as frogging, where someone is essentially using your house as a home, but it's inhabited so it's not squatting. Some of these photos people have captured, like, take a look, don't notice anything at first, you will in a minute. But the scary thing is, this happens a lot more than you might think, and it could be happening to you, and you would probably have no idea. Ever left your door open when you've gone outside for 5 seconds? Or a window at night? Well, someone could got in and be living in your attic. I'm sure they're not, I'm sure you're calm, but it could happen.
Man, that would be so scary. Just not knowing that there's someone living in your home, completely invading your privacy. I actually have some friends that anytime that they hear a bump in their house, they always say it's Hobo Pete. And that stuck with me for a lot of years. Anytime I hear an odd noise in the house, I'm like, oh, there's Hobo Pete. But it really could be Hobo Pete.
A helicopter crashes onto a Sacramento highway just inches, and the fire captain says what happened was mind-blowing. Let me break it down. A pilot, nurse, and paramedic were inside the Reach medical helicopter, which had just transported a patient to the hospital. After the crash, a fire captain, along with bystanders, rushed in to help. And get this, they were actually able to lift the chopper to save one of the crew members who was trapped inside the aircraft. It appears that the other 2 crew members were found on the roadway. Here's what's unbelievable and also incredibly fortunate. No vehicles on the freeway were struck, which is why Captain Justin Sylvia of the Sacramento Fire Department told the Associated Press it was mind-blowing since the chopper crashed right in the center of the road. Check out this dramatic video footage from CBS News Sacramento taken by a driver that shows the chopper flying low in the sky over the highway before ultimately crashing down in a billow of smoke. All 3 people inside the chopper were taken to area hospitals with critical injuries, and the cause of the crash remains under investigation. But in a statement, Reach said they are in the process of determining the details of the situation as well as the condition of the Reach crew involved, adding that it is keeping all of those impacted in our thoughts and prayers.
I looked into this a little further. It's still pretty new, so there's no updates as to what happened. But as of right now, it looks like nobody was injured to the point of death, so that's a good thing. Very lucky no one was injured throughout this whole process. That's a very busy road.
It's not only odd, cold, snowy weather hitting Mississippi. A family found something weird, something supernatural outside their bedroom window. And that was this abnormally long handprint in the snow. Now, the thing is, they don't think it's human or a human normal size. This thing is like double the size of his hand and even larger than her husband's foot. But what left it and what was outside their window watching them? Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
I'm to assume that there was not another handprint or feet print around. It was just that one handprint. I would be very interested to know what that was. If this has not been set up to be a hoax, I'd have no clue as to what that could have been. Let me know your guess in the comments. Oh boy. And the story continues. I'm curious what's gonna happen next. This is the fellow with the meteorite that turned symbiote that he released, and now he has another one for some reason. Seems like he's carrying it in a wheelbarrow and taking it somewhere, so to be continued. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video like this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And for everyone that's subscribed and or watching, thank you so much for supporting the channel.
Scientists have invented a new non-stick coating that acts like Teflon, but without the dangerous forever chemicals, which is pictured here. This little greenish brown part is the actual chemical, and the little droplets on top are being repelled. And you might ask, what's wrong with Teflon? Why do we care? Why is anybody doing this? Well, Teflon, or many non-stick materials, unfortunately are made of and shape off PFAS chemicals. They are known as forever chemicals, and they're already in the bodies and water supply of 99% of Americans. They're strongly linked to higher cancer rates, heart disease, pancreatic failure, a lot of just really nasty things, and they take over, I think it's 250 to 300 years to break down in the environment. So scientists have been finding a way to create something to replace them with, and they created this lovely material, which repels all sorts of low surface tension oils via a technique called nanoscale fletching. So what it's made out of is technically something very similar to silicone that we'll call PDMS, so I don't have to butcher this extremely long name. PDMS is non-toxic, inert, doesn't chafe, and it's already used in a variety of medical technology. Just the things, you know, that have to be in the hospital that are over-designed where bacteria can't even grow on them. Yes, some of that is PDMS. However, it's not inherently anti-stick. In order to make it anti-stick, they had to come up with an entirely new chemistry technique called nanoscale fletching, which essentially rearranges some of the important molecules to make it less sticky. And the scientists themselves explain it best here in the article, saying, unlike typical silicone, we bond short chains of PDMS to a base material. You can think of them as being like bristles on a brush. And to improve their ability to repel oils, which is what you need for cooking, we've now added in the shortest possible PFAS molecule, which is the safest one, consisting of a single carbon with 3 fluorines on it. And we were able to bond this, about 7 of those, to the end of each PDMS bristle. So you're getting the smallest amount of PFAS material on a surface that has no PFAS on it, so that even if you ate the whole thing, you would still probably be well below the toxicity. They call this nanoscale fletching, and they liken it to the fletching of feathers on an arrow or a bird that's supposed to slick off oil. The end result of all of this is an ultra-thin layer that repels water and grease on par with existing non-stick coatings, but with a much lower PFAS content, therefore making it way safer. So they also tested it in terms of heat resistance and how well it repels oils. This is 3 different kinds of oils in the image up here. It seems to act just like regular Teflon, but with 1% or less of the nasty chemicals you don't want in your body.
I was always told that Teflon was really poisonous around animals, so I just never cooked with it. But in general, I just think it's just really poisonous. Those forever chemicals are not something that you really want to mess with. And it's crazy to me that they even allow such chemicals to be used in cookware. I would like to see where this goes because I'm always interested in good non-stick cookware. And with that being said, do you have any recommendations? I have the Ninja cast iron set, but it's not truly cast iron. It actually is like a coating. And if you're not careful, that coating actually chips off. So I'm in the process of looking for new cookware. If you have any recommendations, please let me know.
This crazy Bigfoot encounter comes from Georgia. It all started when a man saw what he claimed to be a Bigfoot running across a local road. He says it ran across the road and ran straight into the woods. The creature was reportedly tall, dark, and covered in hair. So he gets his camera out and then chases after the alleged creature. He tracks and eventually catches up to it and gets some pretty good footage of it. Check it out. He gets a few clear shots. Take a look as we slow the footage down. We first see it duck down, trying to hide from the filmer. It then stands up and tries to make its way stealthily through the forest. It then lets out a deep, guttural growl, shocking the filmer. He believed this was a warning and thought maybe the Bigfoot-like creature would attack if he stuck around any longer, so he fled the woods. And this is where the eerie encounter comes to an end. Many are choosing to believe this encounter for many reasons. Number 1, it's pretty good quality footage. Number 2, we know where it was taken. And number 3, the story checks out and seems legit. And finally, number 4, the man's reaction seems very genuine. Also, I've talked about it plenty of times on this channel, but Georgia is said to be one of the prime hotspots for Bigfoot activity in the US. Sightings there often describe tall, hairy figures moving across roads, lurking near rivers, or leaving behind large tracks. Locals have also reported eerie howls, wood knocks, and unexplained movement through the woods, just like in this newer clip here, fueling the belief that Georgia's wilderness might be home to something unknown.
I think that there was Bennett trying to do his business in the Georgia sticks. Really, I have not a clue what that could have been, if that was just not a fairly large guy trying to not be on camera. I did hear the grunting and it did sound animal-like, so if this is a real video, that might have been one of the better Bigfoot encounters I've seen. And the fact that they kind of gave chase when it was walking away, pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
Y'all have no idea how dangerous this is, because this is AI. What I'm going to show you later is AI, and at the end of the video I'll show you something that you probably can't even discern between the two of them. Really soon, nothing that you see will be real. Not on your phone, and not in the sky. Get to that in a minute. We are officially at the point where you cannot differentiate AI videos from real videos. If you say you know, then you're lying. You only know because I tagged it as AI, because it says Sora up there, and also because we know this wouldn't happen. Never forget, they are decades ahead of us as far as technology that they have. Now this right here was months ago, if not a year ago. I'll let you watch them and differentiate between them, because it gets a lot harder. But so, what happens when we start seeing all this stuff on our phone and we cannot discern between if it's real or not? What about the people who other people are not really fond of that they're speaking? What about those people? Are we going to see crazy, blatantly weird videos of these people trying to frame them for other things? Even crazier, what about mass delusion or mass deception? You know, Project BB. What could they use with AI with that putting it in the sky to make us think it's real? I started making videos 3 years ago on TikTok, and I said that there is a day coming where what's real will be fake and fake will be real. As it is, they already lie to us blatantly and tell us that we're not seeing things that our eyes are actually seeing. For instance, oh, there's nothing going on over there in the Middle East. It's all just propaganda. Don't believe anything unless it comes directly from their page, but still, be wary.
This AI stuff is getting a little crazy. Some videos that I've seen, it has been pretty hard to tell. As of recent, there's some that are so hard to tell, along with people that are actually creating content to purposely make look like AI, but it's not AI, it's actually real content that people are just trying to make look like AI. That stuff is so trippy because it does confuse you. I am very curious as to where the future is going to go with this AI stuff, as far as using the likeness of people or blaming people for things that they did not do, but they have evidence because they have an AI video. Like, of course, if someone gets taken to court, there has to be proper investigation that's involved. They're not just going to look at a video and say, oh yeah, he did it. I would assume there would be proper protocols and investigation and things to look into. But I am very curious as to where it's going to go. And as far as using AI, when it comes to creator content, like using your likeness, there is a lot of people that have a problem with that. Me personally, the way I look at it, if I am going to go ahead and put myself in the public on a public platform like YouTube, I already have the expectations of people using my content anyways. So I really do not mind if people use my image to create content of their own. For example, there's this one gamer streamer that I really like to watch. His name is Queso. People make so many AI memes of this guy. He has no problem with it. They're so funny, and I think that that's okay. Even though some of them do look extremely real and they're in weird scenes, it's still a known AI generated video. It's still considered a meme, and everyone's having a good laugh while they're watching it. I personally do not see a problem with that, but there is some people out there that are like, well, if they're going to use my likeness, that I want to get paid for it, and I can understand that as well. Really curious to see where this is going to go. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this whole AI movement. If you think it's just a gimmick and it's not going to last another 5 years, or it's going to really strive and change a whole lot of things as far as content and media go, along with workforce.
So the police have now given a warning about this whole AI homeless man prank. You've probably all seen this trend. It's going viral at the moment, and everybody and their mum is flipping doing this. Like, it's jokes. Of course it is, but it does look very real. There is a number of police accounts now coming out saying stop doing this. Obviously, Guard AI, who are looking into things with AI and finding out hoaxes and stuff, now they've been seeing with the police departments, people have actually been reporting this. Like, people's parents have actually been getting these photos and genuinely calling the police, saying there is someone in their house before they can find out it's a prank. Of course, it is funny, and for everybody on social media who understands this and knows it's AI, everybody gets it's a joke. But I mean, it looks so flipping real that I get why people would be fooled by it, especially the older generation. Like, imagine showing that to your grandparents. They would be like, it's not even possible to be something more AI. Warnings coming out now with police called over the date. I'm not really sure where this is going to go from here, to be honest. Like, they can't really block it unless the platforms do. But it's definitely interesting, so I will keep you updated.
See, this is where AI can become a problem. Even though these people are playing a prank on their own family, if I was on vacation and my kid sent me an image of a supposed homeless man coming into our home saying, oh my goodness, Dad, there's a homeless man coming into our home, I would be pretty freaked out. The actions taken after that, I'm not sure what I would do. I would have to be in that scenario. But what I feel like I would do is just make an immediate call to see if they answer and see what's going on exactly. Or you may just instantly call the police. And the thing is with these videos is kids are sending their parents text messages saying that homeless people are coming into their homes or they're helping homeless people. And the parents are calling the kids and the kids are not answering. They're just sending more pictures of the homeless person in their home and all that. To me, that's pretty messed up, and that's not how AI should be handled but you're going to have that kind of stuff happen. And I mean, the police could say, hey, don't do that, but what are the parents going to do to their kids if the kids do it anyways? Are they going to have them arrested? There's just so many things that I'm really curious on how it's going to pan out.
Know that we're coming into this time of purification and that people need to live in more of the Hopi way. And the Hopis are the messengers of this. I mean, that's their job. That's why they were preserved. That's why they're still so influential. That's why that Four Corners area is protected the way it is. The Great Spirit is protecting them and their message because their job right now is to get this message out. Before, it wasn't. But they were supposed to let what's happening happen because it's a test to see how everyone does. And then when it gets to a certain point, they're supposed to come out with this message and the world's supposed to hear it. If you wonder why it seems like America is kind of the focal point of everything right now, if you think about it geographically, on one side of America, in the Pacific, you had Lemuria. On the other side, in the Atlantic, you had the Atlanteans. Both those civilizations fell, and people went in different directions. And now, according to the Hopi prophecy, they're all coming back to this land. And this land now is the sacred land that's going to be the battleground. This is like a laboratory here to see if we can pass this test. So what is the test? The test is to see if we can bring all of the stuff from the Atlantean times and all the stuff from the Lemurian time and blend it. Lemuria as being the heart and the spirit. And then you look at Atlantis as being the mind and the strength, and there's the male, and the other side is the female, or the yin to the yang, or the masculine to the feminine. So what we're supposed to do here, figure out a way to balance it in a way that we can use it in harmony with Earth.
When it comes to America being the spiritual battleground for main events to go down, I don't know if I really believe that. If there is spiritual events that go down, whatever that may be, I think that it's not going to happen in just one place. I think it's going to happen everywhere all at the same time. There is not going to be this place knows about it before that place. Everyone's going to know about whatever this spiritual battle is when it happens. To confine it to one place when it's a spiritual battlefield, this whole earth would be the one place, in my opinion. I just think a lot of people commercialize the idea that things like that would happen here in America because that's just what America does. And we definitely always have something to talk about. But as far as a spiritual battlefield, I think that would just be the whole world. It would all happen at once. Everyone would be aware of it when it happens. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. I do want to thank you for all the support that you've showed on my little D&D shorts. I'm really surprised that they've been watched as much as they have been. So again, thank you for backing that up. I would also like to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. And if not, have a good day anyways.